This is Unsettling Submissions. I'm your host, Jadon. Today's story is a little bit spooky, so make sure to grab a drink, grab a few snacks, and let's get right into this. Okay, so today's story was submitted by Alice M. This is not her real name, and a few details of the story have been changed to protect her identity. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the story. When Alice was 7, she lived in a small, aging house on the outskirts of her town. The house had been in her family for generations. Even though it was filled with memories, it also held an unsettling atmosphere. The creaking floors, the long hallways, and the dimly lit rooms seemed to whisper many, many secrets of the past. One day, while exploring, Alice, only 11 years old at the time, discovered an old, dusty doll sitting in a seemingly forgotten corner. Its porcelain face was completely cracked, and its clothes were all torn. There was something oddly captivating about it. Being so young, Alice doesn't exactly remember what it was, but out of nowhere, Alice decided to grab the doll and bring it downstairs, placing it on her bed as if it were her new companion. That night, as Alice lay in bed, it was quiet. And then, out of nowhere, she heard a very, very faint whispering. At first, she thought it was just the wind, but as she began to listen to it, the whispers grew much clearer.
Alice, come play with me.
The voice was soft, but in a way demanding. Being completely terrified, Alice turned around, and what she saw was so disturbing, guys. It was literally her doll sitting on her bed, staring back at her with the most glossiest eyes you could imagine, just staring dead into Alice's soul. The whispers continued, growing louder, much, much more insistent.
Alice, play with me now.
In a panic, Alice grabbed the doll, threw it into the closet, slamming the door shut. The whispers surprisingly ceased almost immediately. The room almost immediately fell into a completely eerie silence. The next morning, Alice's mother found her huddled in a corner of her room. Eyes wide with fear, she was shaking. It was clear she hadn't slept one single bit, not even for a minute. When Alice's mother had asked what had happened, Alice could only point towards the closet. Opening the door, her mother found the doll sitting in the middle of the floor, its head turned all the way towards Alice's bed. Even though Alice had thrown the doll in the closet, the chances of it landing completely upright and fixed on her bed is almost none. This is truly spooky. Like, could you imagine a doll talking in the first place? But not only that, it being able to move on its own, no. I am throwing that doll in the trash and am never looking back. I don't care if I'm only 11 years old, I am out of that house. Alice refused to go near the attic or closet ever again. Like I said, a closet or attic is not enough. She should have moved out of that house as soon as this had happened. She was alive, she didn't die, the doll didn't get her. She should have moved out of there. Like, come on. The doll seemingly disappeared. Even though it was never seen again, the whispers never left. Every single day, Alice was haunted and haunted by the creepy whispers of the doll. A chilling reminder of the night she had met the voice that never should have spoken. Okay guys, what did you think about that story? Personally, it scared me. Honestly, I've never liked dolls. I've always been terrified of dolls. Seeing them in thrift stores always sent me the shivers. Thank you so much to Alice for sending that story in. If any of you guys have a spooky story that you would like me to read on this channel, go ahead and submit it to my email at unsettlingsubmissions@gmail.com. I hope that story wasn't too spooky. Thank you so much for watching.